first reparations program. It's a program that residents like 87-year-old Dolores Holmes say is righting historic wrongs.
We bought this house in 1961. You know, we couldn't get a mortgage because the banks wouldn't give you mortgages.
The banks wouldn't loan you
Absolutely.
money. Why?
Because you're black. What else? What else? You have jobs, you're working, you could pay it.
Decades ago, like many Black people, Holmes says she and her family were pressured and limited to buying property in the city's 5th Ward. It was a crowded, segregated neighborhood with less valuable land than areas on the shores of Lake Michigan. And banks often refused to loan money to Black families like hers. Today, nationwide, just 45% of Black Americans own their homes, compared with 74% of white Americans.
Now let's say just 45% of Black people own their homes versus 74%. Now, that if that 45 was to turn into 74, that wouldn't necessarily mean that it's equal, right? Because Black people are just 13% of the country, and white people are around 63% of the country. Just to throw that into perspective, even if it was equal, right, the percentage, the actual numbers as far as white people being more would still be more, you know, because you're taking a percentage out of that 74% will be out of a bigger chunk of people, which is white people is more in population than Black people are. I just wanted to, you know, break that down.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau.
When you think about what could have been, what comes to mind?
Well, the first thing is I would have loved to own this whole block instead of having someone who didn't even live in our community who bought it and developed it. Why couldn't we have done that? But
so this sisters, the thing is that they have in this city, Evanston, Illinois, they have given reparations to the people who live in this city, the Black folks who were denied home loans and being able to buy land. And what this sister just said is that if she was able to do that, she had a vision to buy the block, buy that whole neighborhood, but somebody else, somebody that wasn't Black, was able to buy it and develop the land. And so now they're giving out reparations to Black families specifically, but there is a lawsuit against this program by, I think it's about 6 white folks, or I should have said non-Black people. It's a lawsuit that, of course, you say, who's mad? We already know who's mad, right? It shouldn't be a surprise that who's mad that they're giving out monies to these people in this town who back in the day were their forefathers and mothers, and her, as this sister is alive today, were denied the ability to, okay?
That dream was stopped.
Absolutely.
You think it's because of racism?
Absolutely.
Since 2021, 193 Black residents of the city have received a one-time $25,000 reparations payment. Evanston is now preparing to defend that program in court. The conservative group Judicial Watch is suing the city on behalf of 6 non-Black residents. They argue the program is unconstitutional because it excludes people based on race.
They're using race discrimination to stop the generalized effects of race discrimination in the past. And that's not the way to do it. It generates division, resentment, and it's unlawful.
And what's the best way to do it then?
The best way to do it is to stop race discrimination, treat people according to their merit, enforce a colorblind constitution.
Judicial Watch told us the families they're representing are not doing interviews.
Hopefully this loss.
Of course, they don't want to be on camera. The 6 people that are coming up with this lawsuit, they're saying it's unconstitutional. They don't want to be on camera, but they're saying it's unconstitutional based on race, right? So they're trying to use the same thing in order to fight this program that is giving out reparations based on race, as though reparations is the whole reason why these Black folks are getting this money is because of the discrimination that they faced based on their race. Let me see. Somebody said something. You right. That ain't it's not. It ain't nothing. But see, this reparations is dealing with the land and being able to cultivate, buy new land. This is not the reparations about slavery. I want to make that clear. Okay, because you know that the whole nation of non-black people are going to come out and fight against that. Black people getting anything as far as monetary gain.
And the issues that we're raising here will give pause to others who are pursuing reparations programs and trying to develop them elsewhere.
We must be as targeted in the redress as we were in the oppression and in the discrimination.
They say that the past doesn't have anything to do with the future. Like the past doesn't influence the future. This is a prime example of what happened in the past affects what has happened to today.